You are with the big story here. Thanks for being with us. I'm Seher Zaman. Let's make a start by getting you the latest figures now that have come in. It's looking grim because we've seen the highest jump in the total number of positive cases here that have come in. Highest reported in the past 24 hours. Fresh cases of 693. With this, the total number of cases has gone beyond 4,000. We're looking at 4,000, much beyond 4,000 is the total number of cases that we're looking at, 4,067 here, and with this, unfortunately, the death toll has gone up further, a total of 109. Today is day 13 of the nationwide lockdown. While a lot of guidelines issued that are being followed on ground, but the further way ahead. For this, Prime Minister Modi and the government will hold a cabinet meet, which is to take place via video conferencing later this afternoon, and this is to discuss the situation, the current scenario in the country. Remember, these are strict measures of the lockdown. Despite that, we're looking at an increase in the number of cases. But earlier today, Prime Minister Modi, in marking a significant day for the party, the BJP. Today, the BJP turns 40. It is the 40th foundation day of the BJP. Prime Minister Modi has addressed party workers here via a video message amidst this pandemic. Prime Minister Modi has said that BJP workers should be setting an example for the entire country. And these are the instructions: to help the needy, to donate, and also to inspire others to contribute to the fund PM Care. Take a listen in to his message.
इसे एक तरह से आप मेरे 5 आग्रह मान सकते हैं। पंच आग्रह। इसमें पहला आग्रह है गरीबों को राशन के लिए अविरत सेवा अभियान। ऐसा नहीं कुछ दिन करेंगे, अविरत सेवा अभियान। मेरा दूसरा आग्रह है कि अपने साथ ही आप 5 अन्य लोगों के लिए अपने घर में फेस कवर बना करके उनको गिफ्ट दे सकते हैं, उनका वितरण कर सकते हैं। मेरा तीसरा आग्रह है उसी संदर्भ में कि धन्यवाद अभियान चलाने के लिए पार्टी की तरफ से हमें एक मोटा मोटा खाका दिया गया है कि 5 अलग अलग वर्ग हैं और हर घर से इन 5 लोगों के लिए अलग अलग धन्यवाद पत्र लेना चाहिए और ये धन्यवाद पत्र लेकर के हमें सामूहिक रूप से उनके सामने देना चाहिए। भारत सरकार ने एक आरोग्य सेतु ऐप विकसित किया गया है। हमने इस आरोग्य सेतु ऐप को डाउनलोड करने के लिए मेरा चौथा आग्रह है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को जानकारी दें और कम से कम 40 लोगों के मोबाइल में ये ऐप आप इंस्टॉल करवाए ही। ये एक युद्ध मानवता के खिलाफ है, ये युद्ध से जरा भी कम नहीं है। युद्ध के समय देश के लिए, देश के नागरिकों के लिए जिस प्रकार से हम दान की एक बहुत बड़ी परंपरा खड़ी कर देते हैं, इस समय भी लाखों लोग पीएम केयर्स फंड में दान कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो और बढ़ना चाहिए। और इसलिए मेरा 5वां आग्रह है कि प्रत्येक भाजपा कार्यकर्ता को खुद भी सहयोग करना है और बीजेपी के 40 साल निमित्त और 40 लोगों से भी पीएम केयर में फंड सहयोग करने के लिए प्रेरित करना है।
These are breaking inputs coming in from Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is looking at a death of a different kind. 5 people who have died in the state in the last 4 days, and this is because of the unavailability of alcohol. Remember, this is in the midst of the nationwide lockdown. Alcohol shops that are not part of the essential list, they have been shut. As a result, 3 men desperate for alcohol having died. Remember, these are addicts, of course. They consumed paint varnish instead as a substitute. They were soon found vomiting. They were rushed to the hospital, but they didn't survive. On Friday, which was last week, 2 people died consuming aftershave lotion mixed with water. In all, 5 deaths that we're looking at in Tamil Nadu. This is because of unavailability of alcohol. Let's get you the latest word now that's coming from the ICMR. This is in a bid to increase testing across India in the increase in cases that we're looking at. The ICMR has now confirmed that rapid testing kits will soon be arriving in India, the process of which now can start Wednesday onwards. Several that have been ordered, 7 lakh rapid test kits will arrive by Wednesday. Priority of using these rapid testing kits is going to be in the areas that have been identified as hotspots by the government, by the Union Health Ministry. These are areas where a large number of cases have been reported. Let's get in a further input. We have with us our correspondent Ayushman with those details here. Ayushman, this is of course is something that was asked very often to the ICMR, the availability of these rapid testing kits and how soon can this process start? So we're looking at in 2 days' time, but the priority of that, of course, would be for these hotspots.
Well, sir, if you see the current number, we have seen a spike in number of cases being reported, and as per that, only the ICMR has now, with the meeting with the National Task Force, this was decided on 2nd of April that the rapid testing will now be starting, and for that entire module has now been prepared, and it has been conveyed as well that rapid testing will be done. Now, the important aspect is the availability of kits. For that, the ICMR said that the tender had been given, and currently they are being told, we are being told that by Wednesday the 5 lakh kits will be there, and by almost by Wednesday or by Thursday the rapid testing will be starting in the country. These will be primarily on those spots where we are seeing the spike in number of cases. Mostly if you see the big cities like Mumbai or national capital, we have seen the number of cases going up. So it is in all likelihood that clusters from where the most number of cases are being reported, from there the rapid testing would be done. Now, what is rapid testing? It is a serological test in which the blood is being taken, and like we have a malarial kit and the other kits, the kit will be telling if a person is having the antibody test will be there, if that antibody test turns out to be positive, that person is having a COVID infection and the person must be suffering from influenza-like illness. This is what the Health Ministry has said. And even if the test comes negative, even after that also he'll be kept under observation, and reverse transcriptase polymer chain reaction test will also be done. And even if that comes negative, after 10 days again that antibody test will be conducted. That means again after 10 days one more test will be there. If that comes out to be negative, only then that person will be told that he does not have to be there in isolation. Otherwise, if it turns out to be positive, he again has to be shifted to the hospital.
Kit will work here.
This is in a bid to
All right, Ayushman, please stay on with us because this is another important advisory that has been issued here. This is with respect to as far as the use of face masks is concerned, and not to create that shortage for medical practitioners where it's far more crucially required. So what has been issued here is an advisory in promoting the use of face covers. The government here says that you can use clean cloth, which can be used by healthy people who are showing no symptoms of the corona, showing no symptoms even of a cough and cold. You can cover your face with a clean cloth each time that you step out, and this is to maintain personal hygiene. So effectively saying here that it's better that you cover your face, but it's also better that you don't use these medical face masks. Instead, just use clean cloth to cover yourself. Ayushman, this was something that was being asked earlier as well, that even as far as healthy people are concerned, do they need to cover their face? Today, effectively, we're looking at a directive here that yes, it's better that you cover your face, but don't utilize these surgical masks.
Yes, sir. In fact, we were all also listening to the Prime Minister, where he was, in fact, mentioning about this fact also. Now, the Health Ministry advisory is there, in which it has been mentioned that even if you are stepping outside your home, one can keep the face covered with a pair of clothes, and these clothes must be washed. And there are the instructions have been issued. Though prior to this, if you remember, the Health Ministry had been saying that not everybody needs a mask, and only those who are facing some kind of symptom and have been infected, only they need masks. But this is a significant new step by the Health Ministry, in which they have issued the advisory and said that all those people who are coming outside their home, they can also keep their face covered with a cloth. Even also importantly, sir, here the Health Ministry in a way has informed people to not to venture out, and even if they are coming out of their home for the essential services, they should keep their face covered. At the same time, also, sir, it is important to mention here that right now we are witnessing the spike in number of cases, and because of that we are seeing several cases where the contact tracing has been a bit difficult. And in order to counter that, this is a advisory that has come, where people have been appealed to keep their face covered even when they are stepping outside their home.
Right. All right, to keep your face covered even when you step out of homes, but keep it covered with even a cloth will do, not necessarily a face mask. This is important now for each one of us in the following days of the lockdown, the remainder of the week that is left. Ayushman, thank you for getting us those inputs. We're slipping into a very tiny breather here on the big story. Stay on with us, please. Thanks for staying on. As we said, today is the 40th foundation day of the BJP, and in the state of Maharashtra, remember, this being the state which has suffered from the largest numbers of coronavirus positive cases reported, with strict measures of the lockdown here. But a BJP MLA from the state, BJP MLA from Wardha, has violated the lockdown norms. This was, of course, in a charitable bid, but it created a rush at his doorstep. He said that he would be distributing food packets and ration. Dadarao Keche's action that then made hundreds gather at his doorstep. No social distancing norms, creating an absolute rush. An FIR has now been registered against the MLA here, but he has denied any wrongdoing, saying that this is a charge which is politically motivated.
हे विरोधकांचं षडयंत्र आहे की आवाहन केल्यानंतर हे आवाहन कसं परतवून लावायचं आणि आमदारांचं एक एकंदरीत षडयंत्र हे खेचून न्यावं या भावनेतूनच हे षडयंत्र घडवण्याचं काम विरोधकांनी केलं.
And there's another video that has gone viral as well. This is regarding BJP Neta from Balrampur area. He's engaging in celebratory firing after lighting diya that took place on Sunday night. Remember, several had burst crackers as well, but he's gone a step ahead in celebratory firing that has been reported. The BJP leader, Women's Cell President Manju Tiwari here has captured this act on camera, firing in the air using his revolver. These are the images of this video that has gone viral, and not just that, she even posted this video on social media, but there is no complaint that has been filed on this yet. And flouting social distancing norms is yet another BJP leader. This time, BJP MLA in Hyderabad, Raja Singh, along with his entire lot of supporters, out on the street, holding mashal, fire torches in their hands, sloganeering on Sunday night in an open area. This is a video which has also gone viral on social media, standing shoulder to shoulder here in that act.
Go back, go back.
Chinese virus, go back.
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 Go back,
via video conferencing. These are breaking inputs here coming in of this. We're playing out the images here of this Prime Minister Modi. They're addressing this cabinet meet. Remember, we are midway down the lockdown of 21 days with about just about another week to go, and the ground assessment that is being done in this cabinet meet. Important to note, Prime Minister Modi has held several such meetings with his cabinet, with other secretaries of the cabinet, and this has been, of course, all of it via video conferencing and social distancing norms, even for the officers or the ministers sitting with him in this meet. But in this specific cabinet meet, as you see, interactions that are taking place with ministers of his cabinet and other officials here. And this is to look at the ground situation on day 13. Today is day 13 of the lockdown. We still have about another week to go as far as 21 days of the lockdown here is concerned. And this is assessing the situation on ground. But as far as the numbers go, despite those strict measures of the lockdown that we've seen nationwide, unfortunately, the numbers have continued to spike as well. This is disturbing news that's coming in as far as Morena town of Madhya Pradesh is concerned, because a large number of people now are under home quarantine. 26,000 people are under home quarantine after 10 people who attended a funeral feast, a funeral meet, tested positive in Morena district of Madhya Pradesh. These are 26,000 people here. The contacts of the organizer of the event, the man who worked as a waiter at a hotel in Dubai, had come back home to mark the funeral of his mother. On the 17th of March, after being informed of his mother's death, he organized a customary funeral. This was on the 20th to mark the 13th day of the mourning. Remember, all of this, of course, happened much before the lockdown. But as you know, the symptoms, if you are a coronavirus patient and a carrier, the symptoms of it that begin to show much later in 14 days' time. We have with us our correspondent Apurva getting us further inputs here. Apurva, given that 10 have tested positive from this meeting, from this funeral feast, but 26,000 from one town alone is a large number. Undoubtedly, Morena is a hotspot there in Madhya Pradesh now.
Absolutely, and this also really puts into perspective why it is important for someone who has traveled from outside to reveal the travel history. Let me quickly take you through the entire timeline of events and what eventually led to 26,000 people in the Morena district being home quarantined. Now, it all started on March 17th when this particular man, he works as a waiter at a hotel in Dubai. He returned to Morena from Dubai after he heard news of his mother's demise. Right after that, on March 20th, he had organized a funeral feast to mark the 13th day of the mourning after his mother's death. Now, it is very important here to note that later on March 27th is when he and his wife, the couple in fact, started showing symptoms and they visited a hospital at the earliest. It is only here that after testing, it was found that the man was found to be positive of COVID-19. But it was only on March 27 that the authorities came to know about his travel history, about the fact that he had in fact traveled from Dubai and he had come on March 17th to Morena. Now, this is the important aspect. Later on April 2nd, after the couple were tested positive of COVID-19, they were of course isolated. But just a day after that, which is April 3rd, 10 more people were found to be positive, and all of these people were then found to have attended that funeral feast which was organized by this man. There are two important aspects here that needs to be highlighted. It is only at this point that the authorities realized that it is not just those 10 people that have been tested positive. This has alarmed the authorities because at least 1,000 to 2,000 people had taken part in that funeral feast that was organized by this man, and hence the administration there sealed off the area area where this particular man stayed, in that Morena ward, and in that area there were approximately 26,000 people who were living, who seem to have had some kind of contact with this man. Remember, since the day that he came back from Dubai, from March 17th onwards, the authorities started tracing all of them who may have come in contact, which included the family members who have been quarantined, the immediate relatives, even the friends or some other acquaintance who may have come in contact with this man. So in total, 26,000 people were then put under home quarantine to further curb the spread of this infection, sir.
That's right. And soon after his arrival, he should have followed the home quarantine rules there that were already in place, especially when you were traveling from abroad, traveling from one of the affected countries. Dubai had already seen positive cases there. Apurva, thank you for getting us those inputs. On that note, it is a wrap on the show, but a very important message that we're leaving behind as we wrap the big story here. And this is with respect to understanding how we're sitting in the comfort of our homes during this lockdown. But there are many who are going without two square meals a day, and there are many who are going without shelter. To help them, you can contribute. #India